April 10th, 2024. Doing laundry. That's exciting. And as I took a little break and I was just scrolling, and it's just it's doom, doom everywhere I fucking look, and it's like man, and I get it. I get why people, they like when I say something. It's just you're a conspiracy theorist, and I totally understand why people would think that because they're working, they're at their jobs, and you don't see like the things that I see, and you could say, well, you're just being fooled and whatnot. It's like these are videos or doctors who are backing up what they're saying with studies and stuff like that. So it's like I don't even bother very much with COVID anymore. It's obvious what's happening with the excess deaths and the papers coming out and connecting, um, the shot to heart attacks and the flu just disappeared and Fauci just straight up lying to Congress and it's like people don't have time for that, but it's like I see that and like so much more. I saw like I guess Congress is going to vote on a bill to once again spy on us um, without any warrant, totally unconstitutional, except for sitting members of Congress. They get a heads up if they're being investigated. You don't, and people who are coming up who might want to usurp their power, uh, they can. They're also uh, fair game. But Congress isn't. It's stuff like that just makes you. And then there's DEI and just massive plagiarism from very prominent people, but they're all um, Marxist ideologues, and they happen to be black. And now it's racist to point out plagiarism. Like it's weird. It's like people you know like this global warming thing. It's like when you listen to climatologists and you listen to people in that field and they're saying no, this is not fucking happening, and how they're cherry picking certain data and this and that and the other, and it all comes but down to like like people don't see it, but they're taking away people's cars, their their choice of what they want to eat, their ability to travel, and it's happening. It's not happening so much in the United States yet, but around the world it is, and it's getting closer and people don't see it. It's like a big booby trap and nobody fucking sees it except for the people obviously paying attention. And you're just like, holy shit, man. And then it's like all the people who are advocating for all of this change for climate change, they don't do any of it. And I guarantee you, if it comes down to it, there will be an exception for people um, who are wealthy. There'll be carbon tax credits. There'll be something. Give a certain amount of money, and all of a sudden, hey, you can travel because you've offset your carbon footprint or whatever it is. Temperature changes, man. You know, but I was just bored. I thought I'd make this video. It's nothing important. It's just I just see the world. It's run by a bunch of corrupt, psychopathic fucking criminals. And it's so weird. Because it's like, for example, people hate Trump so much that it's okay. Like they don't see that these charges brought up against him are completely without merit. They don't see that. They'll take a look at you know him getting a loan from a bank. Like we've never done that. Like we don't try to, if we're selling a house, to shine it up and make it look good and try to get as much as we can. And then our thought process is like, yeah, we're going to do that. Then the bank is going to send out their appraisers and they're going to tell us, and we're going to, haggle with them, and we're going to agree to a price. Everyone fucking does it. Donald Trump did it. And, like over 40 years ago, the New York Times valued Mar-a-Lago at 20 million and New York valued it at 18 million. And you look up Zillow and you look up the real estate prices around there, and it's like 100 million, it's 200 million, and that's just property. And you're like, here's the guy, I don't know how old he is, but let's just say he's 83, whatever. Like, before he ran for president, he didn't have any indictments at all, and now he's got like 90. And people don't see that because they hate him so much that they don't see that's just fucking crazy. And it's like, the fine is $500 million. And it's just it's crazy because the banks said that he was awesome and they would do business with him again. And it's just, it's the same thing with Jean Carroll. She's got no evidence, no proof. You watch interviews of her, she's fucking crazy. And they dropped the statute of limitations just so she could sue Donald Trump. And she didn't win in a criminal case, she won in a civil case. Like, what the fuck is that? And then you look at, okay, well, let's look at Joe Biden. Like, Tara Reid, that's very credible. Certainly, it's not even comparable to Jeannie Carroll, that claim. And then you look at Joe Biden's daughter, Ashley. Like, there's a woman in jail right now for selling her diary, 100% real. And what's so disturbing about that is she says that she was sexually abused. She said that her dad used to take showers with her when she was like a teenager. I have 2 daughters. No way is that not a sexual, perverted thing. You don't take showers with your teenage daughters. I mean, my God. And he 100% did that. Like, even if you hate Trump, I mean, you just look at that case versus a diary page. Like, what are we talking about here? People hate him so much. It's really not good for our country. I really wish he wasn't running and it was just RFK Jr. And people will still vote for Biden. That's how crazy they fucking are. I don't get it. I think I don't know why. I don't know how you could vote for Joe Biden. You gotta hate Trump so much that you're willing to burn down the country, so he doesn't get in. And you literally have people saying, if he gets in, you watch what's gonna dictatorship and this, that, and the other. And it's like they just forgot that he was president for 4 years. None of that happened. In fact, we didn't go to war with anyone. Right now, we're backing Ukraine against fucking Russia, who's been saying for decades, hey, the NATO expansion is going to lead to war. And Ukraine is the line in the sand. If you guys want Ukraine to be a part of NATO, it's the same thing as the Cuban Missile Crisis. When Russia was all buddies with Cuba, and they thought they were going to put nuclear weapons right on Cuba, and we were like, no, you're not doing that. We almost had a nuclear war over that, and yet that's what we want to do. Like, just imagine if it was Russia goes to Canada and Mexico, and they're all buddies, and they decide to form an alliance, and all of a sudden Russia's putting nuclear weapons on each of the borders. That would never fucking happen in a million years. But yet we're doing but we can do it, right? It's okay because it's us. And I'm a Putin apologist for just pointing out what's fucking obvious. Okay, what's obvious is I love this country. I hate the people running it. I think that a lot of the people running it, they're not in it for the Constitution. They're not in it for anything. They want to burn this country to the ground, and people like me with it. What did I do? I didn't do anything. It's your ancestors. Everyone's ancestors are fucking guilty of something. You know what I mean? It's like the people who rounded up the slaves, put them in chains, sold them, were black in the beginning. Who do you think sold to the slavers? The slavers went to Africa. You gave them money. They fucking gave you people. History. Isn't it amazing? And then you think about reparations and you're like, well, let's start there. And then let's think about who was buying slaves. Was not 99% of us. We didn't have the money. Like, even if you were morally against it, you didn't have the money. It's the top 1%. Just think Bill Gates or Jeff Bezos, that kind of wealth, man, that spectacular buy what you want wealth. And that's what they did. And so the last people you have to that you should be going against are people like me who have nothing. You know? I have my family. I have my pride. I have my respect, my integrity. I have everything, really. I don't have money. I was hit with cancer, and I just, I was never big about money anyway. I just wanted to do what made me happy, and I wanted to make a living at it, and I was. And I was in the process of getting a bigger house and making more money, just because this sounds cocky. My talent allowed for that. I was good at what I did. I could go to a different radio station and turn it around. Um, but it just didn't work out that way. You know, it's like you've got stage 4 lung cancer, sir. You've got those 2-liter bottles of soda. You look at that. I'm almost out of time. Well, it's good anyway because this video sucks.